guys, it's your girl Lishajoya. I am back again at another saga. I don't know if you guys remember when I told you how I was dealing with drama at work with people lying, making up stuff, and blah blah blah. And then I also had a young lady who now used to work with me, and now she doesn't. Um, Apparently, she was telling people she was homeless and like complaining about things around here. It basically like throwing, me under the bus. Before she was living at the other person's house, it was like how bad this person is, and then we bonded, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm the best thing. Alicia, you're so beautiful. Thank you for everything. And then she started telling people that she was homeless, even though she wasn't. And I understand if you are homeless and you're like in that mental state where, you know what I mean, that's all you know. You're going to have certain behaviors. But the day that she quit, no, the day after she quit, she came in to our work threatening one of our co-workers to go beat their blank up, and so she was trespassed from the premises. Well, in hindsight, I'm really happy she got trespassed, because now, ever since she's been gone and my other two co-workers that were causing drama have been gone, it's been non-stop peaceful at my job. It's been peaceful. I'm eager to put on my uniform, and I can't wait to go to work, and it's just been really freaking amazing. Well, a couple of days ago, well, she's not really a couple of days ago, about last month, I texted her. I said, hey, when are you planning on moving out? No reply to my text, but then wanted rides to work, her new job. But yet it didn't really mesh well with my schedule because I close and I work a lot of hours and I do a lot of cleaning. I'm tired. I'm overly exerted some days to the point where I have intent on doing a certain project or a thing and I can't because I'm tired. I just pass out. So she's like, well, you abandoned me, but she could have walked from the job to this house. My son literally paid $500 a month to sleep on the couch with no privacy. She has a room and she barely gives me anything. We have to like ask her, hey, you got a couple of bucks for electricity? Got a couple bucks for this, a couple bucks for that? And she would give me like an excuse like, oh no, I can't. But yet she's got money for DoorDash food, delivered food. She's got money for, little stupid things. And then she's going around telling people that she's homeless when she's got a whole room to herself and not paying me anything for it. So I texted her a couple of days ago and I kept asking her, hey, when are you moving out? And she's like, well, we agreed that I was going to leave in November. I said, I did not agree to that. That's when she was finishing up her schooling, was in November. So I got really frustrated because, she wouldn't give me a direct answer. Well, finally, a couple days ago, she came back here to the house. And I finally confronted her to her face. I said, hey, when are you planning on moving? Well, I'm not because I'm not leaving until November. We agreed, this we agreed to November thing, that never happened. And so she got pissed off at me and started calling me names like Delulu and stupid. I mean, disrespecting me in my own damn home. I was calm up until that point. And so she started doing the whole name calling thing. And then I got pissed off. I raised my voice at her because I addressed all the things she's ever said about me. Like 1 minute, you know what I mean? I'm the most beautiful person on the planet, and then now I'm the B word. I'm delusional and I'm stupid. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna let nobody come to my house, disrespect me, and get away with it. So she's like, so what do you want me to do? You wanted me to move out? Do you want me to move out? Like as if it's like a threat. And I finally got pissed off enough, and I went, yeah, sitting there, and here I am. I have 5 minutes to leave before I have to go to work, and she's making me late for work because I'm not leaving my house until she's all gone. Because the last person she lived with, she said, they never let me have all my things, and they put all my stuff, and they never gave me all my food, and blah, 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 blah. So I made her pack every little damn thing, from her trash to her belongings to her food, even to her cleaners. I made her pick it all up, and I made her get the frick on out of my house. And since then, it's been non-stop peace at home. We were having problems here in the house. Hi everybody. Hi, how you doing? Sorry guys, I'm just going on with the story here. So since she's been gone, I've had non-stop peace. Not just at work now, I have peace at home. She was inviting people here to my house to smoke weed on my porch. She did something really crazy where her boyfriend showed up here drunk as hell, and he's 20 years old, mind you. He is 20 years old, and she and him were sleeping in my ditch on my property, telling me if I come home from closing, then if I see 2 dead bodies, don't be alarmed. I was about to go call the cops to have a police escort that night to come here to the house. There's so much drama with this girl. I mean, I didn't feel at ease. I had to call my husband and say, hey, is everything okay at the house? Can you do a surveillance of the property? I told him what happened. That she basically said that, there's going to be dead bodies in my yard. I was like, and then my husband said, well, guess what? There's nothing to be alarmed. Just come home like normal. So I came home like normal, and I have a video clip of her and him sleeping in the ditch with her cat. Her cat was outside, snuggling with her outside, when there was no need for any of this crap. The other thing is that they would also go into my tent that I had set up, me and my husband had set up, because we like to camp on our property from time to time. I don't know if I gotta show you part of my property, but it's kind of overgrown because my little thing is not working. I need to get a new starter for my my riding mower. So anyways, this is basically part of the property. I have a little bit over an acre of land, and I have like about, yeah, I have a bit of property, and we had the tent set up, and she snuck this boy to sleep in our tent without permission. And when he's got a home to be with his friends, his family, he's got all this stuff. He's got a privileged life. I mean, he's got like a house that's worth like millions of dollars, and he's wanting to be homeless, but he's throwing a little temper tantrum. And then, sleeping in my ditch. In my ditch. I can show you the exact spot where they were sleeping at. And then she's all telling me says, don't be too surprised, Lisha, if there's dead bodies when you're coming home. I'm like, what the hell is this crap? You know what I mean? She got pissed off at me because she was telling people at our job when she used to work with me that she was homeless, and she wasn't. And I confronted her about it, but she would never give me a direct answer because she would always avoid me because she's a little girl thinking she's a woman. Can't answer. So she was complaining how nobody ever talks to her, nobody ever gives her a conversation. Well, I gave her a conversation, and she tried to talk over me and basically called me stupid and delulu, and she slipped the B word at me, and I lost it at that point. So we're going to show you where they were at in the ditch when I rode up that day. Yeah, when I almost had to bring a police escort to my house. But my husband told me everything was right with the property and everything was all right. So we're about to approach it. So imagine coming up to your property, going up a hill. Give me a second. We're going to run. They were right here sleeping on this ditch, right here to my property. And that time, it was more overgrown with plants than anything. And my neighbor whacked our stuff for us because they love us. My neighbors love us here, which I'm very blessed. And they were sleeping over here in this ditch, in the ditch, when she has her own freaking room. And she could have just called up his family to come pick him up and take him back home. And she could have been sleeping in her room, peace and sound, you know what I mean? But she decided to tell me, don't be too surprised if you see dead bodies coming home. And it was like, it just got done raining and it just barely stopped. And they were sleeping out here. What kind of delusional crap is that? You know? Then she's telling people how the condition of my house is, how I've got fleas and all this other stuff, and how she's being bit up and blah, blah, blah. I've got 20 something animals, 20 something cats. They're indoor, outdoor. I have flea traps, I have bug traps, I have other flea traps, I have special lights, I have special cat-friendly chemicals. And she's complaining about that, and she's telling not just her family on the phone, but people like we work with together. So inadvertently, she's making me look like a piece of shit, excuse my language, when in fact I work so freaking hard for all my coins. I work hard for my money. I royally do. I put up with so much stuff. I work so many hours. I work a very physically and emotionally and mentally strenuous job some days. Some days it challenges me like to the max on so many levels, where I cry in the walk-in freezer some days because it can get to me, you know. Working with customers who are never happy some days can get to a person over a moment, you know. Well, anyways, so like I said, instead of being appreciative of what she had, she was all talking crap about me. When she first moved here, she was talking crap about the other girl that she used to live with. She tried to pull some crap too, and didn't bother helping out, didn't bother paying rent when she was asked. No, nothing. No, nothing. And at first it was a joy to have this girl living here. But then she started not cleaning up her dishes, eating up all my food, yet complaining when we would eat a little bit of her eggs. But then she would eat up a lot of our food. She used up our laundry detergent. I mean, and not even contributing to even help wash dishes or even wash up after herself. She would burn my pans, use up all the laundry detergent. I mean, she's just a resource sucker. You know what I'm saying? And the problem that I have is the fact that I finally confronted her because she ignored my texts. She was like leaving her cats, her animals with me for a week and not telling me she was going to be gone that long. And she has a cat that has feline leukemia, so he's got medical needs. And she would just leave him here with me and go whore around her boyfriend and her friends, smoke weed, and God knows what the frick else that they were doing. And I don't want to let the animals suffer because of a stupid human. You know what I'm saying? The animals don't deserve this treatment, period. Right, Prince? Hi, Prince, my blind kitty. I have a partially blind kitty. Anyways, so I was going to let her cat suffer. Plus, she adopted 2 other cats on top of it, not having a place for herself or a place of her own. She's going to be morally irresponsible with live animals, like children. You know, you have to take care of them. You can't just abandon them to the babysitter for a week. You know, they're going to miss you, and they're going to start crying and being depressed over the fact that you've abandoned them. And then she wouldn't even tell you oh, I'm going on a camping trip. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to this, or I'm going to that. No, she was gone a lot. She was just using my old room as a freaking storage unit for her stuff. Every so often come in, take a shower, and then she'd leave for days on end again. You know? And then she says, oh, she's working hard on her education. She has until November. But I haven't really seen her study. Ever since she got with her boyfriend on July 7th, mind you, he's got a criminal record and she's with him. Usually iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? If you are hanging out with somebody that is a drug user, you might end up becoming one yourself because that's what you're hanging out. That's who your freaking influence is. Because I can't trust this girl to be strong. You know? Her character is severely flawed. And it's sad because I had high hopes. Not only did I have high hopes, but I also thought she was a hard worker. Then she told me that that I was talking crap about her when I was not. In fact, I defended her, and I almost got fired for defending her. I almost got wrote up for it. That's how much I was defending this girl at my job. And this is how she treats me. And then, you know, it's like a lot of stuff. The ungratefulness of it all. So we had a conversation in this room. Now I have my YouTube room back. Excuse me, Princessa. Sorry for the y'all. But now, this room is back. Before it had all her crap in it. Now, this room is back. So now I can remodel, repaint, turn into the YouTube room / office again. And I'm never going to let nobody live in my house ever again. This taught me a very valuable lesson. You know, don't feel sorry for people. You know what I mean? She wanted to become homeless. She wanted to be homeless. She kept telling me she wanted to stay and go back and live on the streets again. And I could not understand. You were trying to get your life in order. Why aren't you trying to break that cycle of homelessness? Why aren't you? And then you have an animal who's got special needs, feline leukemia, cancer. Hello. You know, why don't you take care of your priorities? Take care of yourself so you take care of your animal. You had 4 freaking walls. You had 4 freaking walls. You had a place to cook your meals, cook your food, take a shower, get your job, get your life in order, work hard, hustle, put in the effort. But no. This stupid boyfriend. She meets this stupid boyfriend who, according to her, she's bailing out his truck, yet he works 7 days a week from 9 to 6 every single day. But yet he can't pay for his own truck. He can't pay for his stuff. So I don't get the mentality of it all. So we were in this room and we were just talking to her. And I said, hey, when are you moving out? I asked her directly, just like that. I did not sugarcoat nothing. I wasn't like rude or disrespectful. I was inquiring. And I was giving her a conversation. And then she's like, I don't know when I'm going to move out. You're delusional, Alicia. You're delusional. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? What's this fucking conversation going? Why are you even saying such shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Then I confronted her about what she said to everybody at our job when she used to work with me. And she says, well, I don't need for you to be telling me what everybody else says. You don't need to be believing what everybody says, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I didn't even know you were moving out or planning on moving out. God, I heard it from my other coworkers. So I need to know if you're planning on moving out or not, because hello, this is my house. I was leaving my front door unlocked so she can come and go as she pleased. And it was a safety issue. You know what I mean? Because she was bringing over her boyfriend over and trying to sneak him over and bringing her friends on over too, who wanted to smoke weed on my porch. What kind of audacity is that? So I was asking her, when are you planning on moving out? You wanted your independence. You wanted all this stuff. I want to give you your independence so you can be on your own. So you don't feel like you have to live here with me anymore if that's not what you want. I'm not going to hold this girl captive. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hold this girl hostage and force her to live here or try to manipulate her to stay if she doesn't want to. You know what I'm saying? If someone wants to choose something, let them choose it and let them go on that path. So she was like calling me the B word. She was calling me all this stuff, saying, Alicia, you're delusional, and this, and this, and this, and that. It's totally freaking disrespectful towards me. And then she's like, do you want me to leave or don't you want to? And I'm like, I was paused for a moment. Mind you, I got all this recorded on my phone that I'm doing this live stream on. I have everything on voice recorder in case I have to go to court. Just saying, in case I have to show the cops how delulu she really is. Yeah. So I went in and I said, yeah, I want you gone. I want you out of here. I didn't tell her to leave right then and there. She just started packing up her stuff and leaving willingly. So the day of the incident, she threatened one of my coworkers. She was trespassed from our place. And I am happy about that, by the way. I wasn't at first because I was like, you know what? Maybe this person lied. You know what I mean? But now I'm happy this person is gone. Because on her paperwork, when she was trespassed, you know what she put for her living place? Guess what she put for where she lives at? She didn't put the address here. She put her living place is homeless. So, I mean, if she's homeless, so even then she was telling everybody she was homeless. And then on top of that, on top of that, you know, she wanted a conversation, but she wasn't willing to give me a conversation. She claims that no one wants to give her a conversation, sit down and talk to her like a human being, but yet I was literally trying to talk to her like a human being because I cared for her as if she was a daughter, but she didn't treat me with the same rapport back. So I also found out that before she lived here with me, she'd be talking crap about me, telling me I'm stupid and blah, 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 right? And then when she needed a place to stay, I'm the most beautiful person on the planet. And then this conversation, Alicia, you're stupid, you're delusional, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, so they were right. So this person who I thought was an evil person is actually not evil, really. You're the evil one. Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. So I went through all these roller coaster emotions. Plus, there's more. Plus, there's more. And ever since she's been gone, I've been so happy. So happy. I have peace here and I have peace at my job. And I'm just very elated to tell you all that. But there's more. You know what this girl was doing? Her boyfriend's parents got the illusion that she's a prostitute. Oh yeah. They also got the illusion that she's performing sexual favors for her to live here for free when she wasn't really supposed to be living here for free. Okay, so imagine the conversation I had with my own husband. You know what I'm saying? I'm at work, and then I'm hearing rumors that the boyfriend's parents, think that this young lady that used to live in this room was performing sexual favors for her to stay here. And that was never even the case. So it makes me think, what's she telling people? What the fuck is she telling people? I don't need this shit in my life. I don't need this fucking shit. I just need my peace. Otherwise, I'm going to get a piece, and that's in my drawer. And not, well, you don't want to know what I mean to say. If you know what a piece is, piece of whoop ass. Anyways, my husband and I had to have a serious conversation about these accusations, and it pissed me to high hell and heaven and back, because I don't deal with the infidelity shit. I don't deal with any kind of crap. I don't share my partner with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Period. That man's all mine. Just mark a spot and it's going to say my name on it. Okay? Just like any part of me, it's going to have his name on it. There's no sharing, none of this crap. There's nobody performing any sexual favors for them to stay in my house. I just opened up the house as to help a young lady, and this is how I'm being repaid. So after I heard all these rumors and stuff, and I was trying to confront her about it, she wasn't going to have a conversation with me after she claimed nobody wants to give her a conversation. So she just wants to go in and throw back names because she's a child. Children throw names because they're children. They're not mature as they think they are. They think they're grown, but they're not grown. So that's what I've been going through with her living here. And since she's been gone, I've had a little peace. And I'm still processing all this crap that happened. It'll probably take me a little while to fully calm down from it. But the fact is that she left willingly. And the cake, the kicker on the cake is that I made her give me one of her cats, Chorizo, when she went on that whole week camping trip and she was going to move out. So she gave me Chorizo. That's the cat's name. His name is Chorizo. And then when she was leaving from the house a couple of days ago, when she emptied this room willingly, she had Mr. Pickles, which is her older cat, the one that had the feline leukemia. And then she also had Mango. And unfortunately, even though I said, "Are you going to take Mango?" she never took him. So I guess I have another cat. So that's what's been happening. So yeah, I kicked her out. No one likes it. I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if she likes it or not. I mean, she pretty much surrendered up the cat and just, oh, I'm going to dump another animal, another life, and be irresponsible with the life. So yeah, I let her go. I don't like people who don't have regard for animals. I don't like people who don't have a regard for them or for their well-being. So that's just how I feel. And so that's what's been happening, and that's the reason why I kicked her out. All right, guys, I have to go get ready for work, and that's what I got to do. See you later on the next live stream. Give me your comments down below. All right, later. Bye.